Yo, 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 what is up? Testing, just making sure that this is recording, making sure everything is good for you guys. Awesome. So, what I'm doing this webinar basic introduction for is for anyone new that's coming into the markets or coming into our Telegram group. I just want to say welcome. I just want to say thank you guys. A lot of people still kind of have questions about, like, what exactly is Forex? And obviously, we all want to be profitable in the markets. So I'm creating this video as a, like I said, introduction to get everyone on the same page. Because I feel like, when everybody's on the same page, it's awesome. When everybody knows what's going on, it's perfect. Okay. So a little background on myself. Right now there's about 120 people in the group. So that's kind of that gives you an idea of where we're at right now. Myself, my name is Tyson. I'm 19 years old, and I'm from Lansing, Michigan. And I've been trading now for about 13 months or so. And when I started trading, or when I heard about the foreign exchange market, I was like, what is this? I was feeling like it would almost kind of be easy. And then I felt super confident, super cocky about it. And then what I found out was that this is unlike any skill you'll ever learn. Reason being, when you can predict what this is going to do, you'll make as much money as you ever wanted to make in your entire life. Okay? I really want you guys to take that in. I want you guys to really understand how much money you can make. But on the flip side of that, you will lose money, but that's okay, because failure is the best teacher and success is the worst mentor. All right, that might sound cheesy, but failure is the best teacher, okay? Reason being, when you don't understand something or you lose at something, it's a learning experience. You're not learning anything if you just breeze through life. No one's ever wanted to study or learn from somebody who just had it easy their entire life. There's ups and downs, okay? So, like I said, I've been trading for about 13, 14 months or so, and it has not been easy. I'm not going to lie. The reason it hasn't been easy is because I had nothing. I had to start from scratch. I was going to YouTube and I was reaching out on Facebook. And when I started trading, very few people actually knew what Forex was. It's crazy to see how many people have kind of gotten on board with Forex and understood kind of the power of it, because it's crazy. All right, this is a skill set that when you can read this, which you guys will if you put in the effort, like anything, it requires effort, okay? You have to perfect your craft. LeBron James does not just chill at home on a couch, get drunk with his friends, and then get to the playoffs. Like, that just doesn't happen. Some people might disagree, whatever, I don't care. You have to work hard for stuff that you want. And I'm telling you guys right now that when you perfect this, maybe not perfect, but even when you start learning and grasping the concept, you're going to see that you can make more money than you would ever dream of. I have seen with my own eyes, one of the couple mentors that I had that I've developed along the way, I seen him make 18,000 in about a minute and a half. $18,000 US dollars, 18,000 US dollars in a matter of a couple of minutes. Okay? That almost frustrated me, because like that that's half my mom's salary. My mom does not make a lot of money, single parent my whole life, whatever. And $18,000 is 6 months of 40 hours a week work. And that kind of irritated me. But it was like, it kind of lit a fire. I was like, you know what? I need to learn this. I don't know where all of you guys are at, in your life that want to learn this. I don't know if you guys, have an amazing job that you're just trying to learn an extra skill, make some money on the side, or if you're like me and want to make this I'm not going to say full-time income at all, but you want to learn this to make money for yourself to invest into anything you want, invest into passions, help your family out. It's what this gives you the ability to do. So people ask me, people say, what is Forex? What is it? Like, I see you posting charts all the time, pictures of blue money, red money, whatever. So people ask me, what is Forex? Okay. Forex is the transfer of currency from the foreign exchange market. What that means is, let's say you go to a different country, right? Let's say you go to Canada. Canada has a Canadian dollar. Let's say I have 500 US, I cross the border, and I trade in my 500 US for Canadian dollars. Let's say I get 750 Canadian dollars. That's because the currency rate is different. Let's say I come back to the US and I didn't spend any money and I have 750 Canadian dollars and I transfer it back to US. Maybe I might get $550 or I might get $460. It's because the currency rate has changed since I was there. The currency rate is changing every single day throughout the world. Everyone's currency is valued differently based on economic conditions. This is economic conditions that technology has allowed us to see. Let's say 20, 30, no, not 20, probably like 30 years ago or so, you would have had to call somebody and say, I want to buy X units of Japanese yen. All right, US dollar, Japanese yen. Let's say I want to buy 100,000 units of Japanese yen. Okay, because you think that the currency rate is going to go up. So let's say I buy 10,000 or 100,000 units of Japanese yen, and I go back and I call my whatever it was, broker, whatever it may be, and say, I want to cash out my 100,000 units of Japanese yen. You might get a lot of money back, you might get less back. It was difficult. So what this tradingview.com has given us the ability to do is see exactly where the market is going, where it's been, and it allows us to trade off of our laptops, off of our phones. I'm going to type in the app, mobile trading. So the app that I use where you'll see me post pictures of charts and stuff from my phone, it's called MetaTrader 4, okay? It's pretty simple to get started. I will help anyone open MetaTrader 4, open a demo account, so you guys can kind of practice if you haven't already. But MetaTrader 4, it's available on the App Store. It's available on whatever Android has, Google Play, whatever they call it. But these are what I use to trade on. TradingView is what I use to mark up charts. MetaTrader 4 is what I use to actually trade on. And when I say I'm making money from my phone, people don't understand what a smartphone is nowadays, I feel like. People will be on Snapchat posting selfies and say, oh, I have a smartphone, or be on Facebook or whatever. That's cool. But my smartphone has given me the ability to make a lot of money at 19 years old. I'm not saying I'm where I want to be in life, obviously, but I am saying that this has given me the ability to, it's hope and it's possibilities. When you drive past those BMW, Lamborghini dealerships, you're like, oh, that's awesome. Maybe or you don't even say maybe, you're like, that's dope. Like, that's crazy. Look, it's a Lamborghini. What this has given me the ability to do is every time I pass those dealerships, that's a goal for myself. That's a milestone that I'm going to have. I know I'm going to be able to buy not one Lamborghini, not two, maybe three, maybe four, whatever I want to do, because this, you can make as much money as you want. Okay. First things first, and I want to put down your keys to success in the trading field, trading market, whatever. In trading, keys to success. 1, do not get greedy. Greed is the worst, the worst thing to happen when you're trading is getting greedy. That's why a lot of people lose a lot of money because they're greedy. Another key to success is compounds. Have you ever heard of the term penny doubled every day for 30 days? Or if you would rather have like $100,000 or penny doubled every day for 30 days? The penny doubled every day is what you want to take because it equals, it's a couple $1,000,000. I mean, it's like 5 million, maybe it might be a little bit more. But compounding is incredible. If you don't know what compound interest or compound effect is, search it, do some research on it. It's awesome. And the last key to success, there's a ton of them. These are the basics, is patience. All right, I can't stress that enough. I'll say it a lot of times in this video, but patience is one of the biggest things. You have to be patient. Let's say I know where the market is going to go. I'm not going to enter in for any type of position, do anything like that. I'm going to wait for it to get where I want it to get to execute my position. If it doesn't get there, oh well, because there's a lot of pairs to trade. I'm just going to type in euro. You can trade a lot of these pairs, or USD, whatever, all of these. There are a lot of pairs to trade. So there's always going to be some type of setup, but don't stress yourself out. Just focus on watching the market. So what I do is I mark up my chart to determine where I think the price is going to go. One sec. I do technical analysis. Technical analysis meaning, like I said, I mark up my chart to determine where I think the market is going to go. Now you're like, what are these little things? All right, these are called candlesticks. What a candlestick is price moving, where a currency is strengthening or weakening, or strengthening or weakening, or weakening, whatever it may be. Weakening, strengthening, weakening, strengthening, weakening. So each of these is a candlestick. And up here is a 1 hour, meaning we're on a 1 hour time frame. So every one of these represents 1 hour. Okay? 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, so on and so forth. Each of these represents 1 hour. Now you could go to here, whatever time frame you want. And when you click on it, each of those candles then changes to either a 4 hour or a daily. And basically what that is, or what that does, is the higher time frames give you higher confirmation of a certain pattern or of certain things that are going on in the market. So for me personally, I don't look at any of these, okay, none of those, because to me it's not very strong. It's not very strong, not strong confirmation. Where the 1 hour I've realized is pretty good. So how this market moves, how we measure how much either money we're making or what's going on, is we break it down by pips. Okay? People say, what is a pip? A pip is simply how the market moves. How the market moves. Okay? So it's just a unit of measurement. Okay? It's a unit of measurement, how we measure pounds, inches, kilometers, ounces. If someone told you to describe an ounce or a kilometer or an inch or a mile, you can't describe it. It's a unit of measurement. Okay? So it's how we measure the market. Don't overthink it. It's just how the market moves. So I actually have a TradingView tutorial on my YouTube page for you guys, so you can learn how to use tradingview.com. But let's say I want to see how far this movement was up. I take my ruler and I will drag it all the way up, and I always cancel out the last number, and this says 109, okay? Everyone can see this is 109, or 0.0, whatever you want to look at it as, 109 pips, okay? The market moved up 109 pips. Maybe it drove 109 miles, or it moved 109 inches. It moved 109 pips. It's just how the market moves. So that is the first big thing, is understanding pips is how the market moves, and being able to measure that for entering trades, setting stop loss, take profit, all that stuff that I will get into. But for now, just understand that each of these candlesticks represents 1 hour. We measure the market in pips, and I will mark up a chart for you guys. So first thing I do is I like to look for ceilings and floors. So what that means is a ceiling. Another word for ceiling is resistance. And floor is support. So when you think of a ceiling or a support, think of a ceiling, or a resistance and support, think of a ceiling and a floor. So when you think of a floor, you can't break through it. Can't break through it, floor. Now, when the floor gets broken, you look for something to come back, and we call it a retest. Retest meaning happening again, retesting where it broke, as this is a support. It's testing it as a ceiling. So let's say you jumped below floor, you fell below floor, and you tried to jump back up, and you hit a ceiling. That's what this is. You're jumping on floor, you break the floor, and it tests as a ceiling. Now, price will come down to a point where it'll hit another floor, okay? So the market messed around a little bit here, came up, tested it as a new found floor, and continued up. And then it came back down, tested the floor again. As you can see, the floor is not being broken. I'm assuming that there's another area of support somewhere in the past, which is why price was rejected right there. And it came up, tested it again, and it's went up. And this is current price. So this is April, what's today's day? 21st, April 21st, 2017. This is where price came up, and now it's testing the ceiling again. You see it tested over here. And when I use test, you see the lines came up and hit this red line. You see that this came up and hit this red line. And it came up, hit the red line again, and now it's going down. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for UJ to come down, test as this floor, okay? And I'm either looking for it to go back up and test as a ceiling, or I'm looking for it to come down retest the floor as a ceiling, okay, and continue dropping. Or let's say price breaks above. I'm looking for the broken ceiling to retest as a newfound floor. This is what patience looks like. The market's right here. You want it to get to either here, here, or here. So you have to wait. You have to be patient. But if I told you that you just had to be patient and you could potentially make a couple $100 in a couple of hours, or a couple of $1,000 once you get, more familiar with the markets, would that be worth it? Would it be worth it to study this for upwards of 4 to 6 years if that meant you would eventually make more than a doctor makes. Okay? I've only been trading for 13 months, and I just made $200 in 4 hours, or less than 4 hours, 3 hours yesterday. Actually, last night. Last night, in a couple of hours, I made $200 while I was sleeping. Okay? And I have been studying this for 13 months. So if I told you that you had to study this for 6 months, you could be making $50 to $100 while you're sleeping, would that be worth it? If you say no, that's not worth it, then you don't have to learn. Then by all means, continue doing what you're doing. But me, I wasn't happy. I'm still not happy. So I'm learning this. I'm doing what I need to do to benefit. Okay? So being patient and understanding what is going on in the market is a incredible part, okay? You need to understand what is going on because you need to be confident, because the market can sense emotions in a weird way. It's crazy. So being disconnected from the money and being patient will give you success. So next, what I look for is I look and see, is the market going down or is it going up? Is it bullish or are we in a bearish trending market? So bullish equals going up. And bearish, if bullish means going up, what do you think bearish means? Going down. Okay? Going down. So when I look at the market, I want to see, is the market going up or is it going down? And if I see that are we all in agreement that this is going down and this is going up? I hope when you're watching this, you can agree, yes, this is going down, and yes, this is going up. So what I do is I draw what's called a trend line. How you draw a trend line is by practicing. Okay, practice makes perfect. You need to perfect your craft. So when I draw a trend line, I start from a low point of where I see it's going up, and I drag it into the future. But it has to go through wicks. The wicks are the black lines, and the candles are the colored lines. Okay? So when I'm drawing my trend line, I want to make sure that it's going through candlesticks, or going through wicks. I mean, you don't draw it through candlesticks, draw it through wicks. So as you can see, this is almost another support. It's almost another ceiling and another floor. So once price tests as a floor, goes up, it breaks the floor and it tests as a ceiling. So these two confirmations are big confirmations that I'm looking for this to keep going down, because this was on a uptrend, hits a level of a ceiling, okay, a ceiling, breaks this trend line, which means it's almost breaking the trend. It's testing as a ceiling, okay, testing as a newfound ceiling, and now it looks like it's starting to go down, which is good for me. So now what I'm looking for is, once again, price to come down here, and it'll either reverse and go back up, or it'll come down and retest and drop. Okay? That's all there is to it, is practicing, asking the questions that you have. I promise you that no question is a dumb question. No question is a dumb question. So ask me questions in the group. Message me personally if you don't feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable asking questions in the group, then just message me. I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to laugh. because trust me, I was exactly where you were 13, 14 months ago. And I'm doing this video for you guys. I've been through a lot of ups and downs, and now that I'm going up, I wanted to provide value to everybody out there because, mind you, I'm doing this because I believe in this so much. It's a Friday night at 10:23 Eastern, 10:23 p.m. on a Friday night, and I live in a college town, okay? I live near Michigan State University. Could I be out partying, getting drunk, getting wasted with friends? Of course I could. But I'm here doing this, and I hope that shows a lot to you guys about that I'm serious about this and all the value that I do see with this. So I hope this was a good introduction to all of you, and I really don't want you guys to overcomplicate it, okay? It's really not that hard. There have been a couple of people that have came in this group that within their first 2 weeks, they're already making a decent amount of money. You know, they're already seeing profits, which makes me so happy because it means that I'm doing the right thing and people are actually picking it up. So thank you guys for watching this. Please, please, please send me feedback in the group, and I'll see you guys in the next webinar. All right, hope everybody has a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the group. Peace.